Hello. It's July 5th, 2023. It's a SIG Node weekly CI meeting. Welcome, everybody. I put a couple items to agenda just to review what we had in the past. Let's get started with this umbrella issue on many tests failing on SIG Node. So I think we addressed a few of them. I think ARM is now fully functioning. A long conversation here. Okay, I don't know if anybody on the call knows about the status of ARM. Last I checked, ARM tests were running, but we didn't have CI yet. Okay, so ARM is running, but we still need CI jobs for that. ARM CI, no. Yeah, I think this is done. Oh, I think this needs to be closed. I will follow up on that. Okay. Not what I meant. I wanted to open a new tab. Okay, something is fixed. Let's see if it fixed the grid. Yeah, grid is still failing. Eviction, pit pressure. Yeah, I think it's long-standing issue.
Yeah, Paco opened a fix for that. I'm not positive about it, but it seems like something that might work.
Is there anything beyond that? I see this fix.
Oh, yeah, let me. Here, let me paste it in chat.
Yeah, while we're looking, let me look at. Oh, can you send something? Okay. There's another one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I saw that fix and I wasn't real sure, like, was the test broken or is the behavior broken?
I kind of am with you. Like, it doesn't seem. I don't get how the fix is a fix and not just like updating for a bug.
Yeah, because the same works on containerd, right? Let me double check. Sorry. I can go to containerd. There you go.
It's also possible. I think in the note there, it was mentioned that this test is only. Am I right in that? No free from the CI. I had this impression that maybe Containerd isn't running this test, but I'm not sure if actually that's true.
Okay, we have eviction here. Yeah, pid eviction ordering works fine sometimes.
Yeah, so it's not as reliably failing.
Yeah. I guess we triaged this already. It's an okay. Yeah, I'm glad somebody working on that. Next one is some flaky. Yeah, Sasha has a fix. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's cool. So Peter already reviewed it. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, one checkbox checked. Okay. Yeah, I need to have a bug for that. I probably will create a bug to for ease of discovering everything. Okay, 10 pods. I remember this 10 pods. Todd, you wanted to take a look, I think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought that might be this go max procs problem, but it's not. So I'm really not sure why this one fails sometimes.
okay. Was it sometimes? I think it was quite almost all the time. Oh no, it was it's faking. Nobody's interested. And this one, I think it Mike sent a PR to fix it or plan to send a PR. Okay. It's merged, right? Mike, we're trying to speak.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I updated this to COS 97, which is the latest, not the latest one, but uh, one after the one that just reached end of life support. I didn't want to update to 101 because I know some of the tests depend on the C group model, and the default is C group V2. So we're gonna need to make sure that this doesn't break anything when once I update to a new one.
Okay, so real issue, like, yeah, I think we need to wait for. I remember this document from Dixie about test matrix. So once we have it, we probably need to upgrade it, to test it with whatever master will be tested on. Oh,
Right,
it's 1.6. Oh, 1.6 is fine. Oh, no, it's container D 1.6. Okay.
1.6, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think at some point we need to upgrade to whatever master will be running with. Okay, so we few of them fixed, and we still have work on others. Yeah, if you're interested, please jump in. And I wanted to check with Swati. No, Swati is not here. Yeah, we still have this topology manager and all other tests. I mean, CI test seems to be working, but regulars, periodics are not. So we need to fix periodics at some point. Okay, let me move to the next week agenda. Okay, with that, I would like to go to triage of a board. Is there any agenda items? I remember somebody mentioned on SIG Node meeting that they plan to come to this meeting to discuss some AWS tests, but maybe next week they can come.
So yeah, it's not an agenda item, but I just want to quickly mention there is someone on SIG Node channel asking about how to run the end-to-end kubelet test, and if I'm not mistaken, we do have docs for that. And if you can remind me where the link is, I can share, or if you want to share on SIG Node, it's the latest thread. It could be helpful. Thanks.
I think they're in community somewhere. If you wouldn't find, I will.
Okay. I look on that. Thank you very much for the
And
tip.
I think we have all those links in SIG testing rather than SIG Node.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Good
that's what I
pointer.
thought, yeah.
Good pointer. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for bringing it up. Okay, fix, update, key NPT community jobs. Okay, I have no context about it. Fixes this bug. Oh, it's reversing it back. Okay, this is moving things back. On first glance, it's okay. Todd, are you trying to speak? I see you like.
Oh no, I was I was looking. I was assuming someone moved it to EKS and it actually has some GCP dependency. So yeah, I think this is probably okay to.
Do you want to go, or are you fine with me to just upload it?
Yeah, I think it's fine because it shouldn't have been moved in the first place. They're supposed to. There was some guidance about moving things that had no GCP dependencies, but it may have been difficult to even know if it had one. So
Yeah. I hope it will be resolved. But let's revert it back for now. Increase timeout of CI Kubernetes node kubelet serial cryo job. Okay, timeout increase is fine, I guess. Able to complete the job. Any concerns? It already sign off. Yeah, we recently did the same for CRI CTL. Like all timeouts eventually will grow. Migrate to community-owned bucket for installing containerd. Okay. Oh, nice. There is a job that will deploy everything to community bucket. This is for NP, containerd. Yeah, I need to understand it better. Anybody wants to take a look? I guess it's already assigned to me. Anybody?
yeah, I can take a look at this one.
Okay. Thank you, Todd.
Yep.
Oh, Dixie, thank you for sending this PR. I think this is what we discussed in the document, right?
Yes, I have some comments on the PR, so I'll take a look at that. Apparently, the person who has commented, they are working on adding a Prow bot, which will automatically create the jobs, I think. So I need to see how to address their comments.
Okay.
They want to add some more conditions like architecture and cloud specific GC and EC2 dashboards.
Yeah, everybody, please take a look because this will change how our dashboards will look like. So I'd really like to have some bio. Remove unused test E2E node GCP. Oh yeah, this I looked at this morning. Somebody pinged me. So it should be already almost merged. Let's remove all the cloud-specific links everywhere. Detect unexpected command line arguments. This will be nice. Yeah, fingers crossed that nothing will break. I would expect that we have typo two in our job definitions. Anybody has concerns with getting it in? I will not do LGTM because I don't want to accidentally merge. I think Patrick has enough permissions to merge everything. Okay. Oh, swap testing. This is cool. Needs to be reviewed, but this is, I think, just temporary testing. Yeah, this is what we discussed, waiting on author. This is what we discussed, should be done. Sleep action for please stop hook. I think it's a cap work, and yeah, a bunch of files. I'll remove it from test dashboard. Okay, this maybe for sidecar, or maybe wider than just sidecars. There are already some comments and wait, send to me. If anybody wants to take a look, please welcome. So what the issue was is if Kubernetes is restarting while init container is still executing, we can lose some state. And I think this test will test that state is not actually being lost. We found it during the PR pull request review for sidecar containers cap. And this is probably just agent some tests for that. Refactor common remote command code into API machinery from client Go. It seems to be a big change. I don't think it's SIG Node specifically related. Client command. Yeah, if anybody's interested, please take a look. Otherwise, I will just mark it as SIG testing and not our team related. Support batch prepared and prepared in V1 Alpha 3 TRI plugin API. Oh, interesting. I think it's a product change. New API, yeah, new API. So I will move it out of this board. Cool down the rate limit. Oh, Francisco, is rate limit too aggressive?
No, from my observation, the rate limit test works fine. But if the next test runs too fast, I mean, just back to back, and the rate limit is not yet, the rate limit period is not yet over, and if the next test wants to use Kubernetes API, it could be throttled unexpectedly.
I totally makes sense.
And I actually found by chance, otherwise it was a flake. And if someone has a better fix, be my guest, because I really cannot think of anything smarter.
And this is a serial, right?
Yeah.
It's already serial. So yeah, totally makes sense.
Thank you.
I kind of disappointed that I didn't catch it.
It's fine. It's quite hard. Really, I stumbled at by chance. Otherwise, flake. This is product work, by the way. This is still me. This is a 128 graduation, so it's not CI. Thank you.
Oh, Dixie, are you here?
Yes.
Yes.
This doesn't need triage.
Okay, there are already some.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
doesn't need triage. There is a test that's failing and it's not related. So I'll look into it.
Okay. Let's swap to start. For some reason. Okay, it's a product work. Misfired.
Sergey, this is a part of graduate swap to be done.
Yes. I have it queued. Generated resource claim names. Yeah, product work. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing that consume CPU binary is not consuming CPU. Is this tool part of KK tree? Does anybody know? Let me quickly check. I'm very curious. Oh, resource consumer. Yeah. It cluster with 3 nodes, each has 2 vCPU and 7 GB. Yeah, I don't know. Is anybody interested to take a look? Yeah, my immediate reaction is I don't know about this capacity. Is it allocatable or maybe kube reserved is in the play here? Yeah, I'm torn apart between bug and failing test. I think we must be using this in eviction tests. And I know Pete related eviction test failing in cryo and local disk eviction on containerd, but I haven't seen CPU eviction failing anywhere. Okay. It's not PR. Yeah, this is what we discussed already. I'll just move it into in progress because Paco is working on that. And we're done with this part. Okay, we spent half a meeting on test-related things. Yeah, I'll clean up. Any comments, feedback? I want to get into bugs because we had long time with no meetings, and I want to make sure that we covered everything. Okay, in place, vertical scaling is bothering somebody again. It can't open config file. How would the feature gate affect config file reading? Config file. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have strong suspicions and that this feature specifically is not cannot lead to this problem. It's very suspicious. Net row isn't added to ephemeral container via netadmin debugging profile.
Yeah, this is an issue with the pod itself. You can assign this to me. I can deal with this.
Oh, Sasha made it 6 CLI.
Okay.
Okay, let's remove SIG. Do you still want to be assigned? Or like mentioned?
No, that's fine. It looks like Sasha has it.
Okay. And the restricted PSA ephemeral container can be created with restricted profile. It's the same person? Yeah, same person. Is it CLI again? Yeah, I still don't understand why this is CLI, but I guess it's fine. Peter, do you understand what's going on here? What is this cap?
Yeah, it seems like they have this pod that's for. Oh, maybe it's a PSA aware util debug, but it doesn't have a capability that because it's containerd gives net raw by default, but CRO doesn't, and so a lot of people assume that with the default capability set you'll get net raw, but that's not necessarily the case.
Okay. It went stable in 1.26. Oh, it planned to be in stable in 1.26, but it's currently in beta.
Yeah, it sounds right that the ephemeral container, this should be up to 6 CLI, like the ephemeral container. Oh, I see.
Is the same cap then?
Well, it's similar. Yeah, it's like basically, so I think that would be a different container. I think that there are multiple debugging containers. That one was a net one, and this one might be a more generic one. But well, I think the problem here is that they expect too many permissions for a restricted container. So yeah, if you wanted to
Same
link
kind
the
of
other
different-
issue, yeah, that's fine. I think that this is still a SIG CLI thing. Not as much as-
Okay. Misleading documentation on image pool policy for Kubernetes of very old version. I think we discussed it at some point. Let's transfer it on the website. Yeah, this image pool policy always is a little bit confusing. It really depends on container runtime. Let me triage accepted, but I don't know who can work on that. Okay. Node IP parameter is not implemented. Cluster installation. Public IP address was assigned to all nodes. Internal IP. Was created May 25th. Hope Peter just commented on that over the weekend. Okay, so you're saying it's not related to this specific cap. I don't know about this statement. Kubernetes configuration is intended to be shared between nodes. I think this came from a dynamic kubelet config era, and I don't think it's true any longer.
I think there is something to be said about having a base template of the kubelet config, but I think that the drop-in configuration work will make node IP make more sense, because then you could have a kubelet drop-in config that specifies the node IP that's different for each node. So I would actually say maybe that 3983 is a precursor to this, but I don't think we should do it until we have the drop-in configuration, which hopefully we will. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting whether drop-in configuration needs to support something like you can only specify this in drop-in and you cannot specify it as a base.
That is interesting. Yeah, I don't think that would be terrible. I mean, it kind of depends on how we implement it. The way Cryo did it is it basically has one function for updating a file, and then it like recursively calls that, but it is aware of what the first file is versus what the subsequent ones are. So we could consider. So I understand why one might want to set that intent of like, node IP can only be set in the drop-in, but that kind of feels like adding a configuration option that'll it's like kind of narrowly scoped, and it's still up to the cluster admin to know what they're doing. So it's not like we can really prevent a user from shooting themselves in the foot, because they could just set the same node IP in each of those files, and we're not doing anything to think about that. So I'm not so sure that will help prevent the foot gun that we're thinking about here.
That's fair. I wonder if it's the only problem for this, being able to specify config rather than CLI flag.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any sort of compatibility or checks, and more reference to Cryo. Cryo has automated checks to make sure that all of the configuration fields are present as CLI flags and vice versa, with the exception of a couple, ones where it makes sense not to. But I don't know if we have ever thought of having that kind of compatibility of the one-to-one relationship between the two. So also, aren't a lot of the CLI flags deprecated anyway? So
yeah. What's confusing here is
so
that
really, go ahead.
Yeah, they're saying like based on description of bugs, they're saying even after they try to do it through command line arguments, it still doesn't work. And I'm not sure what doesn't work. Is it did they remove it from config and only used command line, or they removed both?
It's not a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So someone commented down there about are they removing the node object, because a restart of kubelet only updates just a couple fields, like it ignores most of the command line and config if the node object already exists.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not a part. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll move it away. I have 9 minutes left. I would like to take a look at recent need information updates. This ones we just looked. Configure resize policy for in-place pod. Doesn't have any update. Okay, I remember that, and okay, still needs information. We added more details. Is sharing GPU to multiple containers feasible? Is it still a bug? Oh no, it's not a bug anymore. And it's only 6 scheduling. Oh, I know why. Okay, so we need to remove SIG Node, I think. Is it possible? Yeah, I think they gave enough information. The only problem is scheduling now, right? Yeah, I will leave it as a home reading homework. The log printing is incorrect and misleading. Oh, it's not marked as a bug. Okay, I got it. So I think this query I have doesn't account for bugs. It accounts for everything. That's why it gets we're looking at some strange issues. Not control relatives. Okay. Yeah, we definitely wants to log this, but what's the problem? The log printing is incorrect and misleading. In fact, I used this log message not long as last week ago. So it was quite leading. Kubernetes fails to throttle port so that it follows resize CPU limits. Okay, this is in place upgrade as well. In place recycle resize. Okay, and now they have kublet log. Move it into triage so we can triage it next time. Quickly look at it. Or it opens a separate file window. Okay, maybe we can take a look later offline. Yeah, I think we looked at it last time and it was mostly stale boat. I don't see this blue line here, so it means that we looked at it yet already. Okay, then anything else? Going once, going twice. Have a good rest of your week. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye.